My name is Eleanor Dawson, and I'll be your host now for this second half. So we're going to start right in. I'm going to ask Anita to start out.
Okay. Well, in the last set, Joe sang a song that was made by Peter Leonard. Peter Leonard was from Isle of Allen in Placentia Bay, lived a lot in various communities in Placentia Bay. He wasn't able to read or write, but he used to make songs. And he made that one about Jim Harris, and he made many other songs. Usually it was poking fun at somebody because they made a mistake or did something wrong, which is in the case of Jim Harris. That was what happened there. I mean, Jim Harris was such a well-respected, knowledgeable, seagoing man that for him to make a mistake was almost impossible. But when he did, Peter was right there. And I heard Mr. Power, my father-in-law, Ellen's grandfather, saying that you'd be afraid to make a mistake if you were on the go when Peter was around, because he'd be writing a song about it the next thing you knew. Well, he didn't write them. He used to just sing them, and then he'd sing them at parties and so on, and people would pick them up and sing them. Now, this is one he made about a springtime activity that used to take place in Placentia Bay years ago when Newfoundland was a country unto itself. The men from Placentia Bay would cut birch billets, cut down birch trees and make them into billets. And they would stow them aboard their schooners, and they'd sail over to Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, the two French islands off the south coast, in the spring of the year, and they'd sell these birch billets to the housewives there in Saint-Pierre. They'd go around from door to door selling them, and with that money they'd buy various things that you could buy in Saint-Pierre that you couldn't necessarily buy or were very expensive here. Tobacco, tea, things like that. But particularly, rum and the stuff that you could get, alcohol and stuff you could get over in Saint-Pierre, which of course they would not pay duty on. They'd hide it aboard their schooners and smuggle it back home. And I don't know if any of you smokers here or previous smokers in the audience, but I was a heavy smoker one time, and I tell you, it was one of the hardest things I ever had to give up was smoking. But in the end, I conquered it. But when I was married and living aboard the schooner out in Placentia Bay with my husband and his father, and I heard this song. I learned this song from Mr. Power, and in it there's a mention of various things that people smoked when they ran out of tobacco, like withrod and all this kind of stuff. And withrod is a plant. It's a local plant. I think it's a type of viburnum, and so I ran out of smokes this time. And Mr. Power said, "Well," he said, "go ashore." He said, "Take the dory and go ashore and get yourself some withrod." And he said, "Dry it in the oven. You can smoke it." I said, "Okay, I'll try that." And he had a wicked look on his face, I think he was a relative of Peter Leonard myself. Anyway, I came back with the withrod and I put it in the little oven, overnight, and it dried out and everything. And he said, "Now put it in the oven, dried out." And he said, "Tomorrow morning, open the oven door and it'll be all dried out." He said, "And you'll have your smoke." There's no shops around, out in Placentia Bay. All the places are resettled. We were out there fishing. Anyhow, I opened the oven door in the morning, and I noticed Mr. Power was looking down through the hatch. I opened the oven door, and the smell came out of that oven, Eleanor. Oh, my dear. It was like every tomcat in Clarence Harbour was after getting aboard the schooner and peeing in that oven. So I wouldn't recommend smoking withrod, which is what happened in this song. Anyway, here's the song. Ye fellas smokes tobacco, come pity my case. I am here on this island without a damn taste. Surrounded by ice and encompassed with snow. In search of that weed, I don't know where to go. May the great God of heaven take pity on I and send me some baccy, or else I will die. 'Tis 6 weeks or better since I had a draw, and I can't remember when I last had a chaw. While ye fellas smokes tea, now ye better beware, for it is very scarce and most damnable dear. And to my opinion, a good cup of tea would suit you far better than to smoke it away. Now them that smokes moss, the worst robbers of all, goes away with their bags, picking that in the fall. If they'd leave it alone, sure 'twould make their house tight, but they're only just making a fool of the pipe. Now I can't smoke the trash I see some people smoke, such as with rod and shavings and strands of old rope. For some they do say wax it is good to chaw, but it loosens your teeth, puts a kink in your jaw. If the wind veers northeast, then the ice it will go, and we'll all get some backy St. Peter's, I know. Every man with his tavern stuck out of his gob, and to hell we'll shove shaven, spruce rind, and with rod.
So I realized I was thinking about spring, and I realized I didn't know any swiling songs. And after 2 quite sad swiling songs so far in the program, I'm pleased to say I have an upbeat one for you. So I learned this one out of a James Murphy songster from 1905, and it had, and I wrote this down so I'd remember. It had at the front of the songster the most backhanded review from a London newspaper ever. It says, "Not a single poet of any considerable merit has yet been produced by Newfoundland. But some of the homemade ballads of adventure by sea have a certain chaotic vigor, even this song of swilers or seal hunters." So I think it would be fun if whoever wrote that had said that in Newfoundland. I don't think there would have been much of him to go back to London.
Probably a smack in the side of the head.
Right. Yes, there would have been a lot of chaotic vigor, I think, directed at this poor Londoner. But anyway, I really like this song when I found it. So it's got the very prosaic name of the Seal Hunt song. And it does have a refrain, and the refrain, which you're welcome to join me on, is, "For we are swilers, toilers bold, as we copy from pan to pan, sir. With pelts astern, we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir." So I sing it at the end of every little tiny verse, so I hope you catch on and sing along. If just to spite that man in London in 1905. With knife and fork, with kettle and pan, with spoon and mug and glasses, to shield our eyes from the glaring sun, now we take our tea with lasses. For we are swilers, toilers bold, as we copy from pan to pan, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. With sheath and steel strapped to our waist, and a stocking full of bread, sir, we leave the side, away we stride, o'er the ice fields without dread, sir. For we are swilers, toilers bold, as we copy from pan to pan, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. With a bat and gaff and a panning staff, surmounted with a flag, sir, away we go on the great ice floe, and we never care to lag, sir. For we are swilers, toilers bold, as we copy from pan to pan, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. With a tow line round our shoulders, bound steel. Oh, I've got that. Shoulders, with a tow line round our shoulders, bound steel. I had the word, steel. Round our shoulders, bound steel. Flashers and steel flashers in each boot, sir. Aid us in our hauling to the pen that holds the load, sir. For we are swilers, toilers bold, as we copy from pen to pen, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. with harps to play on Patrick's Day. We all take great delight in, but with the hoods they're no such fun. They're the devil's own for fighting. But we are swilers, toilers, bold as we copy from pen to pen, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. Old bedlamers, we often take their pelts, being just as good, sir, as any swile in yield of oil, be he dog, harp, or he hood, sir. For we are swilers, toilers, bold as we copy from pen to pen, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. And when we're loaded, hold and deck, with pelts and plenty flippers, away we're bound away from the flow to meet delighted skippers. For we are swilers, toilers, bold as we copy from pen to pen, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir. Yes, we are swilers, toilers, bold as we copy from pen to pen, sir. With pelts astern we shipward go, nor yield to any man, sir.
Thank you. Great song.
This is your
Thank you.
chaotic vigor.
Thanks, Ellen. So I'm going to sing a song now, thinking of the spring time, of course, and love. But this is a love story that doesn't turn out very well. It's the story, of course, the daughter falls in love, and the parents don't like her selection, and of course, it doesn't end very well. It's probably an Irish song, I would suspect. I learned it here many years ago, called Lovely Willie. Oh, it happened one evening at the playing of ball that I first met lovely Willie, so proper and tall. He was neat, fair and handsome, and straight in every limb. There's a heart in my bosom lies breaking for him, and it's will you go with me a short piece of the road, for to view my father's dwelling and place of abode. Well, he knew by her look and her languishing eye that he was the young man she valued most high. There's a house in my garden, lovely Willie, said she, where lords, dukes, and earls do await upon me, and it's when they are sleeping in their long silent rest, it's then I'll go with you. You're the boy I love the best. But her father'd been listening, in ambush he lay, for to hear the fond words these true lovers did say, and with the sharp rapier he pierced her love through, and the innocent blood of her Willie he drew. Well, the grave it was dug, and lovely Willie laid in. The mass it was chanted, for to cleanse his soul from sin. And it's, oh, honored Father, you may speak as you will, but the innocent blood of my love you did spill. Now I will go off to some foreign country, where I shall know no one, and no one knows me. And it's there I will wander, till I close my eyes in death. All for you, lovely Willie, you're the boy I love the best.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
This is a song that came from the Northern Peninsula. Sometimes it's sung in Placentia Bay to a much quicker tune, but this tune is kind of lovely, so I'll sing this. It's also a lament, you know. Sailors go away and they die on the sea, and sorrowing ladies are left behind. In early spring, when I was young, the birds so merrill I have sung. Was there ever a bird so happy as I, when my young sailor lad was nigh? 'Tis 6 short months since we were wed, the time so merrily has fled. But tomorrow morning, at the dawning of the day, the ocean presses my love away. The eastern star is shining clear, the day o'erbreaks on the ocean here. The sailor lies low, and his lovely bride is weeping by the ocean side. I wish that I were sleeping too, in the arms of my true love, in the ocean blue. My soul to my God and my body in the sea, and the wild waves washing over me. The time rolled on and he came no more, to see his bride by the ocean shore. His ship she went down by the rolling of a storm, and in the deep this man does mourn. The eastern star is shining clear, the day o'erbreaks on the ocean here. The sailor lies low, and his lovely bride sits weeping by the ocean side.
Well, I was telling you about all the songs that use may to make it rhyme with things, and here we go. I've got one. This one actually, honestly, I feel like our happy relationship record in this session has been pretty low so far, and this is not really going to help, this next one. But the thing about this one is that he doesn't end up with the girl, but then he realizes that he's better than her, and he could do better, and he could live a better life. So it's like, it didn't end well, but it ended well for him, you know, like, he's a better person, he's had some emotional growth. I don't know. I I just like singing this one, honestly.
Educational experience.
So yeah, this is one that it comes from my Aunt Mary Margaret. This is called The Breaks of Strawberry. One morning, one morning in May, it was down by a green bank I happened to stray. I spied a pretty fair maid who made my heart pain. She was making her way on the breaks of Strawberry. As I was a-walking along the highway, I went up to this fair maid and to her did say, for 6 months or better, love, it has run in my mind that we would get married if you were inclined. Get married, kind sir, I'm too young, and the most of you young men have a flattering tongue. My mother and father, oh, angry they'd be if I married a rover I'd be. He turned himself round with a tear in his eye, saying, I wish you a good one, whoever he may be. The skies, they look heavy, love, and I fear we'll have rain. So we shook hands and parted on the breaks of Strawberry. Come back to me, laddie, and say you'll be mine. For the last words you've spoken have altered my mind. They've altered your mind, love, but we're quite out of time. I must go find some other one and leave you behind. Some marries for riches, that's the proud-hearted way. Some marries for beauty, but beauty fades away. So whenever I marry, it's plain you might see that the one that I marry is the fair one for me.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.